So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host Hector, and today we're gonna talk about the brand new album by the band Midas Fall. It's called Cold Waves Divide Us. So, for those of you that don't know, Midas Fall is a Scottish progressive rock group with some like electronic tendencies in some of the songs, and they're a trio. And this is an album that's 10 songs, and I could describe the sound of Midas Fall as heavy, emotive sound. There's some bands that are like really heavy musically, like they play really hard and really fast, but Midas Fall is not one of them. They don't play like super like fast or hard, but what they don't have in like super fast songs is heavy emotive, they bring out the emotions in you. Like I tell you, you have to listen to this album with a Kleenex next to you, because some of the lyrics on this album are so potent that if you don't shed like a little bit of tear or you don't get emotional, then you have no feelings, man, because this is what the strong suit of this album is, the play on emotions. And the vocalist, the vocals are great. It's a female vocal lead, and I like it because it reminds me of a little bit of like in the singing of like a Portishead, but meets post rock tendencies. The album, they have a few singles that they put out. They have Cold Wave Devices. They also have I Am Wrong and Monsters. And those three singles are great. Cold Waves Devices, it's a longer track, and that one plays more with the electronic side of the band. And it's all a song about how like we are divided, and they're using the metaphor of the waves, like dividing people. This can be seen like in struggles in relationships and different situations. Monsters, for example, it's all about dealing with your own insecurities. Like I'm dealing with my monster, so please give me some time. It's a really beautiful track, and again, the emotions on this track are stellar. Musically, this is a song that it's softer, but it has some parts when it gets a little bit like the music intensifies a little bit, especially when the singing gets louder, but it's always serene and beautiful. But I Am Wrong, the first single, and this is one of my favorite, or if not my favorite song on this album. It's just great because it's a song that it has like electronic feel to it, and it keeps like building. It keeps getting faster and harder as the song goes. And there's a part on the lyric that says, like she says, like I am not extraordinary, and then she says, I am just the best you can do. I'm like, oh my God, the self-loathing. It's very personal lyrics, and it's almost the lyrics in this record. It's like you're reading someone's diary, and they're just giving you their most inner fears, their inner feelings, their inner thoughts, and you feel like, should I be listening to this? This sounds like it's so personal, but it really works. And that song is just great. And at the end, when it builds, she goes like, ah, and you hear the drums pounding, and it just builds up. It's a great track. And if you haven't seen the music video, it's awesome. They have a performance artist just doing some dancing all over the city. There is, I don't know which city, but it's great. So those are the three singles that they released, but the other 6 tracks, there's nothing to sleep on here. One of the tracks that is not a single, that I think should be a single, is In This Avalanche. And that's one of the most hopeful tracks on the record. On that track, she's singing like everything, the avalanche, everything's falling on you, and you can feel the pressure, but as long as I'm with you, like I'm fine. So it's like, the world can be crumbling, but you and me together, we can fight. We can do it. I don't know why I felt like, whoa, we're halfway there. We're living on a prayer, but it doesn't sound like Bon Jovi. But In This Avalanche, yeah, it's a beautiful song. Again, they use like some pianos and some different arrangements, A beautiful track. The vocals, again, top notch, and the lyrics, so emotional again. Then you have tracks like In the Morning Will Be Someone Else, which opens the album, and that one really opens the album on a great note. Again, the subtle use of electronics with the progressive rock tendencies. I really like it because they use electronics, but they use it in a way that's not like overtaking the album, and it's just adding layers to the tracks, which I find really make this album great. Other tracks that I think are great, in the middle of the album, they have Point of Diminishing Return, and that track is an instrumental track, and it's a really electronic bass driven, like you almost could dance to it, and it's great because it divides the album and it gets you ready for the second half. The last two tracks, Little Wooden Boxes and Mute, again, beautiful. Mute is one of the softest tracks on the record, and it really, I think, ends the album on kind of like a little bit of hope, and I really enjoy it. So Midas Fall, Cold Waves Divide Us is a great album. It may not be the heaviest thing, like, oh my God, this does not degent, or this isn't super hard, but what it lacks on like super fast playing, it makes up on super emotional content. And I'm telling you, the lyrics are great. Like I said, it's like reading a diary. So if you want to know more about this album, I actually interviewed the whole band and we go deeper into the meaning of these songs. It was a great interview. So if you haven't watched that, I'm going to put the link so you can watch that interview and learn more about this amazing album. So if you haven't listened to Midas Fall, I recommend that you highly do. Great music, and I love the singing. The last song, Mute, is one that really reminded me a lot of Portishead in the way of the vocal delivery. So I want to know, what are your favorite tracks from this album? Comment down below. And if you like the videos that I'm doing, give me a like, subscribe, ring that bell so you get notifications when I upload new videos. And of course, until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.